Let's start to set our lineups for Week 17 next on Fantasy Football Today in 5. Welcome to FFT in 5. I'm Chris Towers here with Heath Cummings. We're going to talk about some of the Week 17 storylines that you need to know about to make sure that your lineups are set for the championship game. And Heath, before we start, how many championships are you playing for this week?
4.
That's a pretty good number. One more than me.
I had a lot of leagues this year. It's an okay number.
Yeah, I got 3 out of 14 leagues, so
Yeah, your ratio is better than mine is.
All right, we'll take it. And that's pretty good news for me. Bad news for Las Vegas Raiders quarterback Derek Carr. He has been benched for the final 2 games of the season. It's kind of a weird situation where it sounds like he's going to be kind of away from the team to avoid being a distraction potentially, but he's not going to practice. He's going to be limited as, a personal matter. And Jarrett Stidham is going to make his first NFL start against the best defense in the NFL, San Francisco. I'm really glad that somebody dropped San Francisco's DST in one of my leagues, and I was able to pick them up this week because I'm expecting Las Vegas's offense to struggle with the downgrade from Jarrett Stidham. I know Derek Carr hasn't been great this season, but what are your thoughts on this?
Dumpster fire. Absolute dumpster fire is what I would expect from the Raiders passing game. A guy who should not be playing quarterback in the NFL against arguably the best defense in the NFL, it's going to be awful, especially because the other thing in Ian Rappaport's initial report about this was some other veterans will take a step back. Now, I don't know what that means for Davante Adams. Josh Jacobs is trying to win a rushing title. I don't know if they're going to let him pursue that. He was really upset with the team after their last loss. So it makes you really concerned. I will just say that if I was Derek Carr, I would not speak to anyone on the Raiders until February the 6th, because they have to decide the reason they're benching him is because if he got hurt in the next 2 games, they had to guarantee $40 million. If he's on their roster on February 6th, they have to guarantee $40 million. I would not say a word to them until they make that decision. But I'm sitting Darren Waller if I can.
Yeah.
Would
you sit him for Tyler Higbee?
Yeah, absolutely. And Dawson Knox.
Okay.
Davante Adams, I currently have right around wide receiver 23.
Yep.
The weird thing with him is the reason he said this today, the reason he went there was to play with Derek Carr. So I don't know how he's going to react to this or how much he's going to play, but I would have a hard time sitting him unless I had like a Garrett Wilson or someone that I could put in for him. As of right now, I'm still planning on starting Josh Jacobs because I'm assuming they're going to let him chase that rushing title.
Yeah, I've got the decision to make where I've got Jerry Jeudy on my bench and DeAndre Hopkins and Davante Adams in my starting lineup. So I'll just take this opportunity to get your thoughts. How would you rank those 3? Who would you be starting there? I need to start 2.
Have we heard any more about why Jerry Jeudy left practice on Wednesday with a trainer?
I just saw that he came back for the end of practice, so I don't think it's too big of a concern, but obviously he has dealt with multiple ankle issues over the past couple of seasons.
If Jerry Jeudy is 100%, I would start Jeudy and Hopkins because Hopkins is going to get Colt McCoy back, which is not a great quarterback, but certainly better than Jarrett Stidham and better than Trace McSorley.
All right, let's talk about the other situation that I think is going to take a lot of headlines heading into Thursday, and that's the running backs for the Tennessee Titans and Dallas Cowboys. Derrick Henry's doubtful for Thursday's game against the Cowboys. Tony Pollard is questionable, but he didn't practice this week. There was some talk of Malik Davis getting more reps this week. How are you handling these situations? Any interest in starting Hassan Haskins?
I have no expectation that Derrick Henry is going to play. There's no reason he should. I think Haskins is like almost a complete doppelganger for his AFC South counterpart, Zach Moss. Probably going to get 15 to 20 touches on an absolutely awful offense. Expect 7 or 8 fantasy points, and if they score a touchdown, then it's a bonus. That's in the flex range for me. I gave Zeke a boost. The other interesting thing about this, because the Titans are resting a lot of defensive starters, this is an atrocious matchup for running backs. There have been 2 running backs all season who have run for more than 58 yards against this defense. The way running backs have beat them is in the passing game. So if Pollard was healthy and the Titans had a defense, I would expect this to be a Pollard game. I'm treating Pollard like a low-end number 2 running back. I'm treating Zeke like a low-end number 1 running back.
All right. And then what are the chances that this just turns into a blowout and the Cowboys pull guys? I guess that's a concern for multiple teams now at this point in the season, right?
I think that the odds are very good But the nice thing about that is, unless the defense scores, and they could, if it's a blowout, it means that your offensive player should have scored a bunch of points. So Dak's a low end starter. There's no streamers I would start over him, but I would start Jared Goff over him against the Bears. But yeah, I'm starting CeeDee Lamb. I expect Zeke to be awesome. I don't think Dalton Schultz is a must start, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I think this game would be a blowout. It's just that Dalton Schultz has not been a good tight end for most of the last month.
All right, that's going to do it for FFT and 5. We'll have more Week 17 start sit questions for you tomorrow, and we'll recap that Thursday night game. We'll see you then.